why places like Texas are starting to look like this, where we have the Palestinian fetish now being taught to these kids in schools, where they're at these Islamic institutions where, rest assured, they're being radicalized to hate America. Okay, this is in the heartland of Texas, and now this is what we're seeing across America. But how is this happening? How did this suddenly start happening pretty much overnight? Well, check out this video where it shows the kind of mechanism by which this has been achieved.
I'm going to tell you why it's always important to follow the money, and we're going to start with a Pakistani man named Syed Javad Anwar. Now, Anwar was elected to the Texas Board of Higher Education in 2015 by Greg Abbott. Now, who is this random Pakistani man? He's actually the owner of Midland Energy. Midland Energy obviously produces oil and gas for the state of Texas, and although appointed in 2015 to the Texas Board of Higher Education, in 2020 you'll be glad to know that he was Greg Abbott's top donor of $5,599,500 for the 2020 election. But wait, it gets better, because in 2024 he was also the top donor with $6,120,268. But wait, it gets even better, because in Greg Abbott's current election cycle, this man has already become the top donor with a whopping $2,897,086. Now, with a Pakistani man being his top donor, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. So if you're ever sitting here questioning why Greg Abbott isn't putting a stop to the Islamic invasion happening in Texas, there's your answer.
There you go. Traitors. There are traitors governing Texas.
I mean, Islam is a very different religion than something like Christianity in that it has a socio-political component to it that Christianity doesn't, in that it is a political religious system. And it was designed that way from its beginning, in that Muhammad, if once again we're assuming that the traditional Islamic sources are correct, he was a warlord.
That by the year 2070, there would be an equal share of Christians and Muslims in the global population.
Conrad Hackett of the Pew Research Center summarized the main headline that Islam is currently the fastest growing faith in the world. This is mainly due to higher birth rates and a youthful population, he said, not conversion.
But unfortunately, we are seeing the teeth of Islamism being sunk deeply into the US as we speak. When it comes to Texas, how many of us would have ever thought that there was a huge booming Islamic presence now growing in Texas? Many of us think of Texas as the absolute heartlands of American sort of Bible Belt Christianity, conservatism. However, this is the bullseye for Islamism. This is the place where Islamism most wants to take over. Now, when I show you a video clip like this, how many of you would have assumed this would have been in Pakistan or in Iran or in Afghanistan or somewhere like Syria or Iraq? This is actually Texas now. This is what Texas looks like. This is in Irving, this is in Houston, where you have this kind of loud, kind of militaristic Shia Islam Ashura procession taking place. These people would have said nothing about all the 40,000 plus protesters in Iran who were just massacred by the IRGC. Okay, these are people who are traitors to America, traitors to American ideals, values, and who want Sharia law. They want Texas to look like the Islamic Republic of Iran, because this is what Islam does. This is what they want. This is what Sharia law is. Except in the same way that communists never admit that their ideas have indeed been tried and that they always do lead to destruction, they always claim that it was never tried properly before. So what they do is they go from one country after the next, destroying the country and then claiming that the Sharia law wasn't implemented properly, and then they go and bring it to every other nation.
If you're turning and being on the side of Iran, you've been played. If you think Islam is peaceful, you've been played. The 1990 plan, it was found in 2004 in a raid of a mosque from the Muslim Brotherhood in America. And the plan was how they're going to end Western civilization, to infiltrate, to use deception, and it's all there, it's all documented. And when you look at what they planned then, and 20 years later, and they're working towards that plan. So you had the Muslim Barbary pirates, and the American ships were sailing, and the Muslim Barbary pirates were attacking American ships. Jefferson couldn't understand why. So he wrote to Tripoli, and he wrote to the ambassador, and he tried to answer, what is going on here? We're not at war with these people. And the response, which is in writing, Jefferson's writing, says they are instructed by Muhammad in the Quran to go to war with you. So what the Muslim Barbary pirates said to America is, you pay us. If you don't want us to attack, you pay us and you be subdued as non-Muslims, or we kill you. And it was the first war of the United States. And Jefferson made the comment that if we don't keep our eye on this idea, this was our first war, it may end up being our last.
Are you prepared for the cultural and spiritual shifts happening right now around us? Mark your calendars for Saturday, July 11th for this vital, clear-eyed seminar, Islam in America, What Are We as Christians Supposed to Do? This concentrated half-day seminar runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and includes a lunch break. We'll cut through the noise to examine the critical, ideological trends, foundational truths, and practical steps for the church today. Every Christian needs to equip and arm themselves with the knowledge required to stand firm in the face of this ever-present and growing crisis. Don't wait. Head to the back of the sanctuary today, find the sign-up sheet, and secure your spot.